Komatsu D575A, Japanese giant bulldozer. The D575A is a 1115 horsepower tracked tractor, available in SR or Super Reaper, Dozer or Reaper configuration, or as a detected dozer is SD or Super Dozer form. Both models can move 19 cubic yards of material in one pass using a standard blade. The world's largest serial bulldozer can be safely called the Komatsu D575A and 3SD. It weighs 152.6 tons, reaches almost 12 meters in length, the width of the standard blade is 7.4 meters and the height is 3.6 meters. The D575A serial bulldozers, commonly referred to as the world's largest production bulldozers, were manufactured by Komatsu Limited. Open-pit mining operators in the US, Australia and Japan have been the main users of the D575A, although they have also occasionally been used in heavy construction and quarrying. The Bagger 293 is a giant bucket wheel excavator built in 1995 by the Leipzig-based industrial company Tarkov. In terms of size, Bagger 293 roughly corresponds to the Egyptian pyramid of Cheops in length, base 226 meters versus 230 meters, also it loses to it in height 96 meters versus 138.8 meters. But if you put Bagger 293 and the Pyramid of Cheops next to each other, they will be very similar. This giant holds a world record as the largest land vehicle in the world, as such it was listed in the Guinness Book of Records. The Bagger 293 excavator has a simple principle of operation. He removes the layer of rock with buckets on the rotor wheel, and the rock is transferred along the conveyor built to the place of loading. Bagger 293 moves on tracks at a speed of about 0.6 km per hour. It cannot be said that this is very high speed, but in a few weeks an excavator can move from one quarry to another. Zoomlion ZSB01. The rating where you need to find the largest crane in the world in terms of lifting capacity is easily won by the Chinese crane Zoomlion ZSB01. He copes with a load of 2000 tons, which confidently gives the technique the status of the largest crane in the world. The equipment will relatively quietly reach the object on a 12-axle all-wheel drive chassis, while the powerful Zoomlion ZSB01 truck crane has a mass of only 96 tons, which is quite small for such dimensions. The specs look like this. The length of the telescopic boom of 8 sections is 106 meters. The largest crane in the world passes along the highway at a speed of 75 km per hour. 4 diesel engines are used in the technique at once, where the power of individual engines is 115, 269, 413 and 615 horsepower. Given the number of ambitious construction projects in China, it should not be surprising that local manufacturers have produced the largest track crane in the world. The Liebherr T282B is a mining truck that is 40 meters long and weighs 222 tons. In the body of such a car, if desired, you can immerse a huge country cottage. The technical characteristic of the dump truck allow it to carry a load 1.5 times its own weight. This means that the maximum load is approximately 360 tons. If we draw comparative parallels with the Bellaz 7517, then the German car wins an unconditional victory. The above model of the Belarusian manufacturer can only transfer 220 tons. The manufacturer produced a dump truck on special order received from mining companies in Africa, North America and Australia. In Europe, there is simply no need for such a machine. T282B is not only the largest, but also the most powerful car on our planet. He received a 20-cylinder diesel engine whose power is 3650 horsepower. The cost of one unit of such equipment is about 2.5 million euros. By the way, the car also has quite decent running characteristic for its dimensions. It can move at speeds up to 64 km per hour. The Big Bot 747 of American production is recognized as the largest tractor in the world. Its power is 716 horsepower, which is provided by a 24.1-liter Detroit diesel 16-cylinder diesel engine. By the way, the car also has quite decent running characteristic for its dimensions. It can move at speeds up to 64 km per hour. The main design flaw of this giant is a tiny tank for such dimensions, containing only 380 liters of fuel, which is hardly enough for 10 minutes of operation. Big Bot 747 has 8 wheels, weighs 45.5 tons, with a length of 8.2 meters, a height of 4.2 meters and a width of 6 meters. It is curious to note that the giant was released almost 40 years ago. After 20 years of service, Big Bot 747 has been redesigned.